Oh, massive rat. Massive rat down there. You've probably heard of a New York minute. Well, how about a New York City layover? What would you do if you had precisely one day in the Big Apple? Good morning, America, or people who are not from America who are also watching. Woke up in New York this morning quite late, so it's almost not morning anymore. But today, different from yesterday, it is a beautiful sunny day. Look at that. Even then, it's chilly though. That's why I've got my big hoodie. Anyway, we're leaving Brooklyn this morning and we're going into Manhattan for the first time on our trip. Have a look around, see what's new, check out the parks. But to do that, we're going to have to navigate the underground system here, which is a wee bit different from what we're used to. The underground system here in New York is complicated. Wow. I feel unnecessarily complicated. Maybe it's just because I'm used to the one in London. London we can get around pretty easily, but this one, we really have to study the phone and the maps. It's complicated. We have arrived in Manhattan. We are on 8th Avenue. And we're walking to a place that I've been seeing on Instagram and TikTok and all the rest of it. The Little Island it's called, which is a park on the Hudson River. They basically build a park out of an old jetty or something. And it looks pretty cool. So since it's such a nice sunny day, look at that. Blue skies, green. We're going to go there and chill out for a bit. We've seen quite a few of the parks over the years here. But never this one because it's new. Literally freezing when we left earlier. I'm sweating now, I'm going to have to take my jackets off. It's a bit of a strange time of year to be here because it's kind of in the middle between hot and cold. And this is it here behind me. Literally a park built out on a little island, and it's called Little Island.
Hey, good job.
Made it to the top of the park, I think, like the high point, which is up here behind me. It's very pretty. You can see the lower Manhattan down there. It's got its own amphitheatre. I don't know what shows or performances or stuff that's happened here or will happen, but that's pretty cool. It's a nice spot to chill out. I almost fell asleep on the benches down there with that lovely sunshine coming down. It's nice and warm. In fact, I would easily go for a nap. Of the many shiny new things that constantly pop up in New York, this one might get a pass as kinda nice. Little Island covers 2.4 acres and is supported by 132 pot-shaped structures called tulips, which are suspended above the water. For those of you who have already spent time in New York, you'll know where this place is or what it is, but you can see here, I always found this interesting for anyone who's not been to New York. These are old train tracks, and I'm up high at the moment on a kind of platform bridge thing, which used to be a railway line. I don't know where it went or where it came from, but it was a railway line. And now they've turned the whole section of this railway line, which goes quite far down that way. It's a good walk, I can't remember exactly the distance, but anyway, they've turned it into a nice, really well kept park called the Highland. And it's very pretty, and it's a great place to come and walk right in the middle of the city. It's like an old brownfield site, I guess. Don't use the rail line anymore, why not turn it into a park? So that was the Highland. We've walked further this time than we have any other time. It's really nice. I like it here. It is a lovely park right through the middle of the city. A lot of people, it's busy, and some points it gets narrow, but it's nice. Right at the end of the Highland here is a thing called the Vessel, which is closed, you can't go up it. but another thing that I've seen online so many times over the last few years, and I wanted to see up close and personal, so we're going to go and take a quick look. Basically, but that's it. The Highline is done. We're here at Hudson Yards, which is basically an area of lots of very tall skyscrapers and offices and stuff. Wow, so basically doing all this tourist stuff has got us pretty tired, to be honest, and hot. It's started to get hot today. There's a lovely bit of sunshine coming through, and we've been walking a lot. Walking that whole length of that Highline in the heat was quite intense. So we've got a nice coffee, just finishing, really nice, and we are stopped right here outside this thing, which is called the Vessel. It's a brand new, well, not brand new, it's been open for 2 years. It wasn't here when I was last year in New York. The Vessel is this structure with like walkways all the way up, and you can climb all the way to the top of it there, which is pretty high. The only thing is, it's been closed for a while, so we aren't able to go up and see this thing, but we can sit here down below, have a coffee and admire the view. It is quite an impressive structure. I've never seen anything quite like it.
First and then come out. And then I'll have my coffee outside.
I would be scared. I'm scared of heights. I don't know if I'd like that.
It's not that high.
It's not that high, but it's high enough. Look, it's pretty impressive. Look at that. The thing with New York is with some of these buildings, like, I'm scared of heights, and it makes me feel like, I don't know what the word is when you feel scared of heights, but scared of heights, it makes me feel that feeling just by looking at some of the buildings around here, because they're so tall. Anyway, we're literally underneath. Oh yeah, that's a nice photo actually. Right. That's us there. This whole thing is so shiny. It must be somebody's job to go around and polish the outside of this thing. It's like a copper colour. I like their style. They've got the phone on the middle there, on the ground looking up.
The Vessel opened in 2019, and this one comes with all the extravagance of New York. It's big, it's shiny, and it was expensive to make. But it is also highly impressive, and this shiny new thing is another novelty that's worth seeing in the flesh.
Alright, we're gonna go to one of my favourite shops in the entire planet, right? I'm a bit of a camera nerd. I love cameras and all that photography stuff and video stuff for taking these vlogs and all the rest of it. So I just genuinely love cameras, and here has the most immense camera shop I've seen anywhere in my life. It's called B&H Photo, and it's enormous. It's one of the most impressive photography, video stores anywhere in the world, I would say. And it just so happens that it is right where we are, so I'm happy to go in. I actually need to buy something. Got a small wee thing for my camera. Can't go in there without buying something. It's immense if you're in New York and you like cameras. Anyway, we're going to go back to Brooklyn now because we're pretty exhausted. Still feeling the effects of the flight yesterday, so we're going to go back there, chill out for a bit, and then we'll see what we do later on tonight. But I think we want to go out at sunset and take some more images down by the river. This is our last evening here in New York before we head off to the West Coast tomorrow, and we thought, because of that, we need to spend it by coming down to look at the sunset down at DUMBO one more time, because it is otherworldly. And this is the thing about this time of year in New York, I think. You know, we've only ever been here during a heat wave. We've never experienced anything else until this trip. And we're in early May now and it's chilly. But it was hot today in the sun, so there's a definite contrast this time of year between the daylight and night, and there's a cold breeze coming from the north, I would imagine. You know, we've got some pretty cool bridges in Scotland as well, but I think the Brooklyn Bridge is probably one of my favourite bridges in the world. There's just something about it that is so unique and just cool. I like it a lot. We haven't actually walked over it on this trip because we've not had much time and we've been pretty tired and running around here, there and everywhere. But yeah, it's cool. Do a selfie with me on the bridge. Tomorrow we're going on a road trip around the country. I want to come and see some sports games. Like, I want to see my first ever baseball match. I've never seen a baseball match, a game. I've never seen a baseball game in my life, and I really want to see one. So if any of you guys got any recommendations of any baseball games I can see on my journeys, and in which city I should see it and in which team I should support, drop your comments down below. I really want to see baseball, maybe basketball. These are all experiences that I need to do. American football I've seen a few times and I love it. I've loved it. Maybe I could see a football game again. But baseball, I'd like to see a baseball game. Maybe when I come back to here to New York there'll be a game on. But I was also going to Chicago, of course, Houston, San Antonio, LA. There's also opportunities for some sports games. So today, after having a day yesterday of eating a lot of food here, we had a salad for lunch. And it was a good salad and it was big, but I don't think it satisfied me properly all day. So we're gonna have pizza now. New York is obviously famous for pizza, and to be honest, when I come here I try and have dollar pizza because I just really like dollar pizza here in New York, but we've not had time this trip because we've only been here for basically 24 hours. But there are two, I think, classic famous New York pizza places right here in DUMBO. One is called Grimaldi's and the other one is called Juliana's, and it says on the window founded by Patsy Grimaldi. So that's a bit weird. I kind of think that Patsy Grimaldi is from Grimaldi's Pizza as well. Maybe they're both two pizzerias right next to each other from the same family, and this is like a family pizza affair. Anyway, let's see if we can get into one. I'm hoping, because we're quite hungry and it's time for pizza. Not a dollar pizza, but a good pizza nonetheless. This place is called Juliana's, one of the New York classics for pizza. Owned by a very famous pizza famous family right here in Brooklyn. It looks good, it smells good. I'm excited. It's impossible to do this without making a mess. Oh, massive rat down there. So that was a good pizza, not bad. I still, you know, kind of hoped we would have I still kind of hoped that we would have experienced dollar pizza again, but it wasn't to be. That was good pizza, much more expensive than a dollar pizza, obviously. Is it miles better than a dollar pizza? This is what I don't know, because dollar pizza is so good for the price. And every time I eat it, I just think, wow, that is good value for money. It just seems too implausible that there'd be two families called Grimaldi right next to each other, both who do pizza. Anyway, listen, these videos are published quite a long time after I'm actually in the place, right? Because it takes a while for me to edit them and then post them on YouTube. If you want to see the live version of where I am, I'll be posting stories on Instagram and probably on my Facebook page as well. And Tekka will be posting as well on Instagram live basically every day.
Almost live.
As we're traveling.
Yeah.
So I will post down below the links to both of our Instagram pages if you want to follow us and see what we're up to on a live daily basis when we're in America, because these videos are not anywhere close to live. In fact, they might even be a week out of date, just because of how long it takes me to edit them. So Instagram or Facebook page down below in the comments.